The universe is full of mysteries. We look up at the night sky, a vast canvas of stars and galaxies, and we can't help but wonder, what's out there? Are we alone? But perhaps the greatest mystery of all isn't out there, but right here with us, woven into the very fabric of our existence. I'm talking about time. It's the silent river that carries us from birth to death, a constant, unstoppable flow. For centuries, humanity has dreamed of breaking free from this current. We've imagined stepping out of the river onto the banks of the past, or jumping ahead to see what lies downstream. This is the dream of time travel, a concept that has fueled our greatest stories and our wildest scientific ambitions. For a long time, this dream seemed to belong only to science fiction. It was the stuff of novels and movies, a fantasy for our imaginations, but something has changed. A new player has entered the game, a new kind of intelligence born from our own ingenuity. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is more than just a powerful computer. It's a tool that allows us to see the universe in ways we never could before. It can analyze massive amounts of data, find patterns hidden from human eyes, and run simulations of incredible complexity. And now, we are turning this powerful new mind toward the ultimate cosmic puzzle, the nature of time itself. The quest to travel through the fourth dimension is no longer just a dream, it's becoming a serious scientific inquiry, with AI as our guide. Imagine a machine that could think at the speed of light, unburdened by human limitations. This is what AI brings to the table. It can process the mind-bending equations of theoretical physics, test hypotheses that would take a human lifetime, and sift through cosmic data for the faintest clues about time's true nature. We are standing at a remarkable crossroads in history. The ancient human dream of mastering time is meeting the brand new technological reality of artificial intelligence. This partnership could unlock secrets that have been hidden from us since the dawn of consciousness. Are we on the verge of building a real-life time machine? The journey to find out has already begun, and it promises to be one of the most exciting adventures in the history of science. This isn't just about visiting the dinosaurs or seeing the world of tomorrow. It's about understanding the fundamental structure of our reality. Is time a straight line as we experience it? Or can it be bent, twisted, or even broken? Can we create a loop that takes us back to a moment we wish we could change? These are the profound questions that physicists and philosophers have wrestled with for generations. Now, with AI as our partner, we have a new set of tools to tackle them. The combination of human curiosity and artificial intelligence is a force unlike any other. Together, we are setting sail on the cosmic ocean, and our destination is the very heart of time. To understand time travel, we first have to understand time, and for that, we must turn to one of the greatest minds in scientific history, Albert Einstein. Before Einstein, we all had a common-sense idea of time. We thought of it as a universal clock, ticking at the same rate for everyone, everywhere in the universe. It was absolute, a steady drumbeat marching forward, the same for you, for me, and for someone in a galaxy, a billion light-years away. It was a simple and comfortable idea. But as is so often the case in science, the universe turned out to be far more strange and wonderful than we ever imagined. Einstein showed us that our comfortable idea was wrong. In 1905, Einstein published his theory of special relativity, and it completely changed our understanding of space and time. He proposed a revolutionary idea, that space and time are not separate things. They are woven together into a single, four-dimensional fabric he called space-time. And this fabric is not rigid, it's flexible. It can be bent, stretched, and warped by matter and energy. This was a mind-blowing concept. It meant that the flow of time was not absolute. Your experience of time could be different from my experience of time, depending on how you were moving through the universe. Time, Einstein revealed, is relative. This leads to a fascinating phenomenon called time dilation. It sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but it's a real, measurable effect. Einstein's theory predicts that the faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. Imagine two twins. One stays on Earth, while the other blasts off in a super-fast spaceship, travels near the speed of light, and then returns. When the space-traveling twin comes back, she will be younger than the twin who stayed behind. For her, time itself literally passed more slowly. This isn't a trick or a paradox, it's a fundamental feature of our universe. Astronauts on the International Space Station experience this, aging just a tiny fraction of a second slower than us on the ground. Einstein didn't stop there. His later theory of general relativity took this idea even further. He showed that gravity is not a force pulling us down, but rather the effect of massive objects, like planets and stars, curving the fabric of space-time around them. The stronger the gravity, the more space-time is warped, and the slower time flows. Time actually runs slightly slower for your feet than it does for your head, because your feet are closer to the Earth's center of gravity. The difference is incredibly tiny, but with precise atomic clocks, we can measure it. This means that gravity, like speed, is a natural time machine. If you could hover near a very massive object like a black hole, time for you would slow down dramatically compared to the rest of the universe. Einstein gave us the map. His theories of relativity are our guide to the strange landscape of space-time. But this map is written in the complex language of mathematics, with equations so difficult that they can take years to fully grasp. Exploring the most extreme consequences of these theories, the very places where time travel might be possible, requires immense computational power. We need to solve equations that describe the behavior of space-time under conditions we can't create in a lab, like the inside of a black hole or the first moments of the universe. This is where artificial intelligence steps onto the stage, not just as a tool, but as a new kind of scientific partner. AI can do things that the human mind simply can't. It can process petabytes of data from telescopes and particle accelerators, searching for subtle anomalies that might hint at new physics. It can run millions of complex simulations, each one a virtual universe where we can test a different wild idea. Imagine trying to understand how space-time behaves near a spinning black hole. The calculations are a nightmare. But for an AI, it's a task it can tackle with incredible speed and precision. It can build a model, run the numbers, and show us what Einstein's equations predict, visualizing the results in ways we can understand. The AI becomes our tireless research assistant, exploring the furthest reaches of theoretical physics. This partnership is already happening. Scientists are using AI to analyze the data from gravitational wave detectors like LIGO. These detectors listen for the faint ripples in space-time caused by cosmic events like colliding black holes. AI algorithms sift through the noise, picking out the telltale chirp of a gravitational wave. By studying these waves, we learn more about gravity and the warping of space-time under extreme conditions. Each detection is another piece of the puzzle, another data point that helps us refine our understanding of time itself. AI helps us listen to the symphony of the cosmos, and the music it hears is the sound of space-time itself being stretched and compressed. Furthermore, AI is not just about crunching numbers, it's also about finding new ideas. Some advanced AI systems, known as generative models, can be trained on all of our existing knowledge of physics. Then we can ask them to propose new hypotheses, to find new mathematical pathways that human physicists might have missed. It could be that the solution to time travel is hidden in a subtle interpretation of Einstein's equations that we haven't yet considered. An AI could point the way, suggesting new experiments or new theoretical frameworks. It acts as a creative collaborator, a muse made of silicon and code, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible and accelerating our quest to understand, and perhaps one day master, the flow of time. When you're dealing with a technology as potentially powerful and world-changing as time travel, you can be sure that some of the most intense research is happening behind closed doors. Governments and private corporations have always been interested in gaining a strategic advantage, and what could be a greater advantage than controlling time? While most scientific research is open and collaborative, it's naive to think there aren't secret projects, hidden in classified labs, pushing the boundaries of what we know about space-time and AI. These projects operate in the shadows, fueled by immense budgets and the promise of unprecedented power. The goal? To be the first to hack time. What does it mean to hack time? It means finding a loophole in the laws of physics. Einstein's theories describe how time behaves, but they also hint at strange possibilities like wormholes, theoretical tunnels through space-time that could connect two different points in time. These are incredibly speculative, but if they exist, they would be the ultimate shortcut. A secret research program might use AI to analyze vast astronomical data sets, looking for the telltale signs of a natural wormhole. Or they might use AI to simulate the exotic matter and negative energy that theories suggest would be needed to create and stabilize a wormhole of our own. It's a high-stakes gamble, but the payoff would be rewriting the rules of history. The role of AI in these clandestine efforts would be crucial. Imagine an AI tasked with a single objective: find a viable method for temporal displacement. This AI would not be bound by conventional thinking. It could run through every known physical theory, every mathematical possibility, looking for a crack in the foundation of causality. It could design experiments that are too complex or too dangerous for humans to even conceive of. It might analyze quantum fluctuations in a vacuum, searching for microscopic, fleeting wormholes. It could simulate the effects of manipulating powerful electromagnetic fields, trying to locally warp the fabric of space-time itself. This is not science fiction. It is the logical extension of our current technological trajectory. Of course, this all remains in the realm of speculation. Governments do not issue press releases about their time travel research programs, but the whispers are there. We hear stories of strange energy signatures detected by satellites or unexplained phenomena in particle accelerator experiments. Are these just glitches or the faint echoes of someone somewhere trying to knock on the door to the past? The truth is we don't know, but we do know that the tools to attempt such a thing are becoming more powerful every day. The fusion of advanced AI with cutting-edge physics creates a landscape where the line between the possible and the impossible is becoming increasingly blurred. The race to hack time is likely already underway, silent and unseen. If you're looking for a place in the universe where time gets truly weird, look no further than a black hole. These are the titans of the cosmos, objects with gravity so immense that nothing, not even light, can escape their grasp. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, a black hole is a region where space-time has been warped to an extreme degree. As you approach a black hole's event horizon, the point of no return, time dilation goes into overdrive. For an outside observer watching you fall in, your journey would seem to slow down, stretching out over an infinite amount of time. You would appear frozen at the edge forever. But for you, time would pass normally as you cross the threshold into the unknown. This extreme time dilation makes black holes natural time machines, at least for one-way trips into the future. If you could orbit a supermassive black hole for a while and then return to Earth, you might find that thousands or even millions of years have passed for everyone back home, while only a few years have passed for you. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a direct consequence of the laws of physics as we understand them. Black holes are nature's ultimate time-bending devices. The problem, of course, is that they are incredibly dangerous and distant. And, well, we have no idea what happens once you cross the event horizon. Our current laws of physics break down at the singularity, the infinitely dense point at the center. This is where artificial intelligence becomes an indispensable tool for astronomers and physicists. We can't go to a black hole, but we can observe them from afar. Telescopes like the Event Horizon Telescope, a global network of radio dishes, have given us our first ever direct image of a black hole's shadow. Processing the enormous amount of data required to create that image was a monumental task, one that relied heavily on sophisticated AI algorithms. These algorithms helped piece together the fuzzy signals from different telescopes, filling in the gaps to create a coherent picture. AI is giving us a new set of eyes to peer into the most extreme gravitational environments in the universe. By studying black holes with AI, we are testing the limits of Einstein's theories and searching for clues about the nature of time and gravity. AI models can simulate what happens to matter as it's torn apart by a black hole's tidal forces. They can analyze the light from stars that orbit black holes, looking for tiny deviations that might signal new physics. Some theories even suggest that wormholes, our theoretical gateways through space-time, might be connected to black holes. Could the singularity at the center of a black hole be a doorway to another place or another time? AI helps us explore these possibilities by running simulations that are far too complex for any human to perform, pushing us closer to understanding these magnificent and terrifying cosmic objects. The idea of traveling into the past is thrilling, but it opens a huge can of worms. These are the paradoxes of time travel, logical puzzles that have fascinated thinkers for decades. The most famous of these is the grandfather paradox. The story goes like this. You build a time machine, travel back to the past, and prevent your grandparents from ever meeting. But if they never meet, your parent is never born. And if your parent is never born, you are never born. And if you are never born, you couldn't have gone back in time to prevent your grandparents from meeting in the first place. You've created a logical contradiction, a loop that seems to make travel to the past impossible. This paradox has led scientists and philosophers to come up with some ingenious solutions. One idea is that the universe is self-correcting. The laws of physics might conspire to prevent you from changing the past in any significant way. You could go back in time, but every attempt to alter a major event would fail through some strange coincidence. Your gun might jam, you might slip on a banana peel, or you might discover that the person you thought was your grandfather was actually someone else entirely. In this view, history is fixed and immutable. You can be a tourist in the past, but you can't be an agent of change. You are a ghost, unable to interact in any way that would alter the timeline you came from. Another even more mind-bending possibility is the many worlds or parallel universes interpretation. This idea comes from quantum mechanics, and it suggests that every time a quantum event has more than one possible outcome, the universe splits into multiple parallel realities, one for each outcome. In this framework, when you travel back in time and change something, you don't alter your own past. Instead, you create a new, branching timeline, a new parallel universe. In this new universe, your grandparents never meet, and you are never born. But your original universe, the one you left, continues to exist unchanged. You would simply be trapped in a new reality that you created. So, how can AI help us untangle this mess? It can build incredibly complex models to simulate these different scenarios. We can create a virtual universe inside a supercomputer, complete with its own laws of physics and its own history. Then we can introduce a time traveler into the simulation and see what happens. Does the simulation crash when a paradox is introduced? Does it find a way to self-correct? Does it branch off into a new, parallel simulation? By running millions of these tests, AI can help us understand the logical consequences of time travel and see which models of reality are the most stable and consistent. It's like having a laboratory for exploring the fundamental rules of causality itself. While traveling to the future remains a challenge, we are already building a different kind of time machine, one that doesn't transport our bodies but our minds. This machine is artificial intelligence, and it is becoming increasingly powerful at predicting the future. This isn't about crystal balls or psychic powers, it's about data. We live in a world saturated with information. From stock market fluctuations and weather patterns to social media trends and traffic flows, we are constantly generating massive datasets that contain the echoes of what is to come. For a human, this flood of information is overwhelming, but for an AI, it's a treasure trove. AI prediction models, especially those using machine learning, are designed to do one thing very well: find patterns. An AI can analyze decades of weather data to forecast the path of a hurricane with increasing accuracy. It can look at financial markets to predict economic trends. It can even analyze your online shopping habits to predict what you'll want to buy next week. Each of these is a small act of peering into the future. The AI isn't seeing the future directly, it's building a sophisticated model of the present and extrapolating what is most likely to happen next based on past events. The more data it has, and the better its model, the more accurate its predictions become. This predictive power has profound implications. Imagine an AI that could predict earthquakes or volcanic eruptions days or even weeks in advance, saving thousands of lives. Think of an AI that could forecast the outbreak of a new pandemic by analyzing global health data and travel patterns, allowing us to respond before it spreads. This is the positive side of a digital oracle. We can also use AI to simulate the past. Archaeologists and historians can use AI to reconstruct ancient cities from ruins, to decipher lost languages, or to simulate historical battles to understand how they unfolded. We can use AI to create a digital twin of our entire planet, a simulation so detailed that we can test the future consequences of our actions today, like the effects of climate change. But there's also a more complex side to this. What happens when AI can predict human behavior? We are already seeing this with targeted advertising and content recommendation algorithms, but what if it goes further? What if an AI could predict who is likely to commit a crime, or who is likely to develop a certain political opinion? This raises deep ethical questions about free will and determinism. If an AI can predict our choices, are we truly free to make them? As our ability to simulate the past and predict the future grows, we are forced to confront what it means to be human in a world where the future may not be as uncertain as we once thought. The AI oracle gives us great power, but it also presents us with great responsibility. The prospect of time travel is exhilarating, but we must also walk with caution. The potential for misuse is staggering, and the ethical dilemmas are profound. This isn't just about the grandfather paradox, it's about the very real consequences of wielding such incredible power. Who gets to decide who travels through time? A government? A corporation? A wealthy individual? The ability to alter the past or know the future could become the ultimate weapon, a tool for oppression and control unlike any other. Imagine a world where a single entity could erase its rivals from history or gain foreknowledge of every military or economic strategy. The potential for tyranny would be absolute. Then there are the psychological risks for the time traveler themselves. What would it do to a person's mind to see the past or the future? Imagine traveling to the future only to discover a terrible fate for yourself or your loved ones. How could you live with that knowledge? Or what if you traveled to the past and accidentally caused a tragedy? The guilt and mental burden would be unimaginable. A time traveler would be a person outside of time, forever isolated by their experiences, unable to share the true weight of what they have seen. We would need a new field of psychology, temporal psychology, just to help people cope with the immense stress of such journeys. Because of these immense dangers, if time travel ever becomes a reality, it will need to be governed by the strictest rules imaginable. We would need an international body, a sort of temporal police force, to oversee any and all temporal research and travel. And this is another area where AI could play a critical role, not as a tool for travel, but as a guardian of time. An incorruptible AI could be tasked with monitoring the timeline for unauthorized changes or paradoxes. It could act as the ultimate ethical watchdog, ensuring that the technology is not abused. We might need an AI to protect us from ourselves, to enforce the laws of time, and prevent us from unraveling the fabric of reality. The practical risks are just as daunting. What if a time machine malfunctioned, stranding someone in the Cretaceous period? What unknown diseases or microbes could a traveler bring back from the past, or introduce into it? The slightest contamination could have catastrophic consequences. The energy requirements for bending space-time would likely be astronomical, potentially destabilizing the environment. Every aspect of time travel is fraught with peril. It's a technology that, once invented, could not be uninvented. Before we take that final step, we must have a global conversation about the rules, the dangers, and the kind of future we want to build. The power to control time is the power of a god, and we must be very sure we are ready for that responsibility. Just when we think we have a handle on things, the universe throws us a curveball. For decades, Einstein's relativity has been our best guide to the world of the very large, planets, stars, and galaxies. But for the world of the very small, atoms and subatomic particles, we have a different set of rules. Quantum mechanics, and here's the problem. These two great theories of 20th century physics don't play well together. They describe reality in fundamentally different ways. Finding a theory of everything that unites them is the holy grail of modern physics. And this quest may hold the key to a completely new understanding of time. At the quantum level, the universe is a bizarre and fuzzy place. Particles can be in multiple places at once. They can be mysteriously linked across vast distances in what Einstein called spooky action at a distance. And time itself behaves strangely. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest that time might not be a smooth, continuous flow. Instead, it might be made of tiny, discrete quanta of time, the smallest possible tick of the cosmic clock. If we could understand and manipulate reality at this fundamental level, we might discover entirely new ways to interact with time, ways that Einstein's theories don't even hint at. This is where the next great technological revolution comes in: quantum computing. A classical computer, like the one you're using now, stores information as bits, which are either a 0 or a 1. A quantum computer uses qubits, which can be a 0, a 1, or both at the same time. This allows them to perform calculations that would be impossible for even the most powerful supercomputers. With quantum computers, we can begin to build simulations of the universe at the quantum level. We can use them to probe the very nature of space-time foam, the theoretical quantum structure of the universe at the smallest scales. As we stand here today, on July 17, 2025, we are at the dawn of both the AI age and the quantum age. The combination of these two technologies is almost too powerful to comprehend. An AI running on a quantum computer could potentially solve the puzzle of quantum gravity. It could reveal the true fundamental nature of time. It might show us that time is not a river we are trapped in, but a landscape we can learn to navigate. The dream of time travel, once a distant fantasy, is now a subject of serious scientific inquiry. powered by tools our ancestors could never have imagined. The journey ahead is long and full of challenges, but for the first time in human history, the destination seems to be, however faintly, coming into view. The secrets of time are waiting, and we are building the minds that will help us unlock them.